Like when I first started, I was noticing I was starting to gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
I have a gym at our garage that we built during the pandemic, and I just felt like I wasn't as motivated anymore to like work out as much because I just like was always in the same spot every single day. I needed an outlet aside from my normal routine. So then as soon as I joined jiu-jitsu, like the experience of being around other people, motivating each
Yeah.
other and like kind of helping each other out and then learning a new thing that you've never experienced in your whole entire life kind of really rejuvenates your mentality and
Yep.
rejuvenates your health. And then as soon as I started going to class, I started paying more attention to what I was consuming. I started paying attention to like how late I was going to bed.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Stay Shining and Stay Grinding podcast. You have here your host, Jose Gallegos, with my co-host.
How's it going? Carlos Castro. How you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Good. Can't complain.
Right on.
How you been?
I've been good, man. Just hurting. I don't know if I told you, I started a new a training class. I don't know. We probably mentioned it last time, but
Okay.
I'm hurting. So,
Oh,
sore.
working out.
Yeah.
All right.
My knees hurt a little bit. I got this left knee kind of messing me up a little bit, but it's pretty intense. So it's kind of like a very high intensity weights and everything.
You
So
want to give them a quick plug while what's the name of their?
yeah, man, go check out Elevate Fitness. They're in Monrovia, California. So if you guys are in the area, man, go check it out. Great instructor. Classes are very flexible. You could do as early as 6 a.m., as late as 7 p.m. And then, start burning some calories, guys. Elevate Fitness in Monrovia. So follow
They just
them.
open.
Yeah, they were in Pasadena, so they just came down here to Monrovia. It's a lot closer to where I am. So, I've been looking for something like that, to be honest, but it was all kind of far. There's one in Doherty, but it, kind of didn't really catch my attention. But this one did. And now they came closer. I'm in Azusa, so it's not too far. I mean, I may get there in 10 minutes in the morning. So, I've been doing that. Already 5 classes, and it's intense.
Yeah. So how did you find out about this place and what made you want to join?
My buddy Carlos. So shout out to Carlos. He's always there checking in. Hey, let's work out. And yeah, he brought it up a while back, and it was in Pasadena. So I kind of shied away from like, it's kind of far, man. I can drive all the way out there and then back, and then shower, get to work, and all that. So when he told me right off the bat, he's like, hey, bro, Elevate's coming down to Monrovia. It's a lot closer. Let's go check it out. And I was like, dude, let's do it. So yeah, I heard he told me about it. I think his sisters are all involved with that, and they shared.
Oh, okay.
It's all word of mouth, talking about business. Here we are,
Yeah.
word of mouth, good experience. And we love it. I love it. I mean, I just like the intensity of the workout, and then I try to squeeze in 2 or 3 days aside from that, and go and lift some weights and stuff. So
You got your fiance also doing it as well, right?
yeah, she just joined. So she did one class, and we're actually going back today. Gonna go for. I did one in the morning today, so I'm gonna go do one.
You're gonna do 2 days
Because she doesn't want to go by herself.
Oh,
So
wow.
ahí vamos de acompañante.
Trying to act like you're 21 years old, trying to do 2
Shit.
days, bro. What's wrong with you?
Well, Spartan race coming up, man. So
Oh, that's easy, dude. That's a Saturday afternoon, dude. That's nothing.
nothing.
Come on, man.
Nothing for the guys that are already in shape like you, man.
How do you feel? You said you've been going for 5 days. How do you feel, like physically?
I feel good. I mean, I feel good. Like, can't say the results are like, right there, but
Right.
but I feel like good. I mean, I'm burning at least 1,000 calories every time I go. 1,200 calories. Eating better. But I feel good. I feel, because it is a way different type of workout than what I was used to. I feel like I'm getting a whole full body, full stretch type of workout. And then because I would go run a little here, run a little there, lift some weights here, lift some weights there. But this is a whole different game, and I feel good. I feel good. Just the uncomfortability of being so sore, full body, and knees bugging and back. But I think it's just because I'm in the beginning stages of that intensity. I want to give it like another 2-3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, and see how my knees start to come back from that.
how do you feel now that you're doing it for 5 days? So it's almost been a week that you've been doing it compared to like the normal workouts that you would do at the conventional gym.
It's a lot harder. So it's like I said, I guess the muscle shock or like the confusion of like my body saying, "What the fuck is
Mm,
this?" Because I get in there and like it's nonstop. It's like what do you say, like
circuit,
relay or
really,
circuits? Yeah,
yeah.
circuit training. So it's like workout after workout after workout after workout, 60-second rest, workout, 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 60-second rest. So it's like it's really awesome because you have like a heart monitor and it's telling you like your efforts and how many calories you burn, everything. It's all on the screen and it's competitive in a way because first place is on top left and then it starts going down and so pretty competitive guy. So I'm over there looking like shit,
Mm.
gotta go harder. But then the harder I go with no rest, I'm like, ah, fuck, I'm dying, dude. It's awesome. I'm excited for. I hope you guys give it a shot if you guys really want to get back into working out, whatever. They're offering a 30-day trial, so
Oh, that's cool.
you know what I mean. Stop by, check it out. You get 12 classes for free, so it doesn't hurt.
30 days is a long time too. That's really good. A lot of
Yeah,
places usually tend to give out like a week,
yeah.
but giving out 30 days that's pretty cool because you're gonna invest the time there, and I feel like depending on the price, it'll determine if people are willing to stay. And I think if you give them more time there, you give them more chances to build relationships, enjoy the experience, they're more likely to sign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the classes, I'm telling you, it's not like pushy. It's not like the type of class where like the instructors are yelling at you and pushing you
Mm.
and come on, man, one more set, one more rep. No, like he just tells you what the circuits are, dims the lights. He has neon lights everywhere. Plays some badass loud
Oh
music,
wow.
and you just go go go. And he's just saying, 3, 2, 1, go switch. 3, 2, 1, go switch. So when he sees, notice like I'm trying to catch my breath because I'm like, fuck. He'll be like, come on, man. Like that's when he'll get in there, but he won't yell with a microphone and shit. He'll just be like, come on, man, one more set, let's go. But it's good. It's really good. It's really a lot of self accountability. He just provides like the tools and like the
Uh,
classes, but it's how hard you want to push yourself, how much how much results. Like he told us, hey, the results are gonna more or less depend on you.
mm.
How well you eat, how much you show up, how often you show up, accountability, and consistency, discipline. So
Yeah, that's a big
um,
one. That's a big one. I mean, when I first started jujitsu, and I feel like that's my escape today. And it took me so long to find it. I wish I would have found it a long time ago.
for
But
real.
I found it now. That's okay. Like when I first started, I was noticing I was starting to gain weight.
Hmm.
I have a gym in our garage that we built during the pandemic, and I just felt like I wasn't as motivated anymore to like work out as much because I just like was always in the same spot every single day. And, I needed an outlet aside from my normal routine. So then as soon as I joined jujitsu, like the experience of being around other people, motivating each
Yeah.
other, and like kind of helping each other out, and then learning a new thing that you've never experienced in your whole entire life kind of really rejuvenates your mentality and rejuvenates
Yep.
your health. And then as soon as I started going to class, I started paying more attention to what I was consuming. I started paying attention to like how late I was going to bed, like just so many things I had to calculate when previously before joining jujitsu or just any gym in general, I noticed that I wasn't paying attention. I didn't care. I
Yeah.
was just kind of flowing with the flows, and then I started to notice this little pudgy guy down here was starting to extend a little further. And then the one of the things that really like really made me feel like insecure was I remember my mom told me one time she was like, "You're getting kind of fatter." And I was like, "Oh man." She's like, "You're looking a little thick." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I gotta do something about this."
Shit.
So then after like a few months of doing jujitsu, my mom was like, "Oh, you look like you've been really actually working out now." And I'm
Yeah.
it's
Well, then there you
hilarious.
go.
I'm like, "Great, it's working out." But yeah, I mean, I've been training for almost like 2 years now. You've been in this what you're doing for about 5 days. So I'm hoping that you continue to go and prevent any injuries. That's one of the biggest things that I recommend. Like like yesterday I was rolling with this new kid. He was young and he was like trying so hard not to tap. and I had him cranked. Like I had him cranked. His head was almost gonna get twisted off. And he was trying so hard not to tap. He finally tapped, and then I told him once we finished that round, I'm like, bro, like I'm gonna tell you this, like don't try to don't let your ego get involved and don't allow your ego to control you because you don't want to get tapped. I'm like, I literally went like this. I was like, look, everybody here is not even paying attention to you. They're not gonna care if you tap right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're new, you're a strong kid. I'm like, maybe you should consider just tapping whenever you find yourself in a weak situation. Cause one, it can get you hurt. And two, you're gonna gas yourself out. So then once you do tap, we're gonna roll again. You're gonna be tired because you
Yep.
just got cranked. So, some of those things that I didn't really get told as I began, and then now I notice that now as I continue to progress, like I try to give like the newer guys some advice. I don't have crazy amount of experience, but I've been doing it well enough to say that the guy who's been in there for 5 days, I can actually suggest some things to them. So I feel like for you, if you continue and you continue to go like without any injuries and stuff like that, like I can see the progress going. How do you feel physically? Do you feel like you've been cutting off some pounds already?
Yeah, I mean, when I started, the scale, almost broke. I'm not just the scale, I lost 10 pounds already.
Wow.
So I lost 10 pounds, and this is not just because of the 5 weeks I've been going there. This is, I kind of relapsed back into fitness and stuff. Was it when we got the podcast started, kind of, or a little bit before that?
Mm.
So some hiking on the weekends, gym, but yeah, overall it's been 10 pounds. I could probably control it and get more discipline and do it faster.
So you think you'll probably end up losing another 10 pounds before the Spartan race in September?
Oh yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
at least, especially
Yeah.
with this type of workout,
I was
because
I was going through some of like content from the past, and I happened to come across like some headshots that I took of you that you never used, because I remember we were going to use these headshots for your Instagram account to change your Instagram photo. And bro, you look so much younger and so much thinner.
is it the one where I was wearing that black shirt?
Yeah, we
Or
did it in like Laverne.
yeah, Laverne. So
Yeah.
that time was when I was prepping before Hawaii. I wasn't
Oh.
drinking. I wasn't like I
Yeah,
was really
you were
strict.
like thin. You even looked so different. Like your face structure was like
Yeah.
completely different. And I was laughing because I was like, man, I'm like, that's literally how he used to look.
Well, that's what weight does to you,
And then
man.
that's what weight does to
It
you.
makes you look older. It makes you look more tired,
Yeah.
more wrinkled, and then with all these fucking canas now, it's not a good combination. So I looked at those. And I was like, oh, I can't fucking post this now because fuck, look at all the fucking man tits and everything, bro. Look at this
That's
lonja.
fine. The thing is
Like,
that you actually like pointed out there and you're like, I'm not healthy. You can be
oh
sitting
yeah,
here lying and being like trying to stretch out your shirt every 5 minutes to make sure no one looks at your man boobs at the moment.
yeah,
But like in reality, it's like you're saying, look, right now I'm overweight. Right now I am in a position where shit's just going all over the place for my health. Like I want to do something that's gonna benefit me. And we have the luxury to be able to do these things. Like as business owners, we have the luxury to say, you know what? Like, yes, I work my ass off a lot and I'm working all the time, but I do need to set some time for myself, at least an hour a day to help my health. Like me, I'm so adamant about that.
yeah.
Like all day if I'm working or whatever I'm doing, being a dad or, a husband, like every every single day I think about that hour to hour and a half that I'm going to spend either going to jujitsu or training and running. Like
Hmm.
that's literally what I think about all day. Like as soon as I wake up, that's like my motivation to like finish the day, to
Yep.
finish the task. And like it feels so good when I'm in the gym or when I'm in class and I'm like in that moment and I'm like like
Hell
this is
yeah.
all worth it. And then just the adrenaline that comes behind it.
Hmm.
Like, when you bust that sweat and you get that heart rate up really high and then you get that sense of like clarity when you come out of class, you're like, oh man, like you feel like you could just conquer the world. But then as soon as you get home and take a shower, you're just like,
Yeah. And the energy level spike, man. After workouts, for me, I find it works very well if I have to do it first thing in the morning. That's just
mm,
the way it fits with my schedule, with my life, with my running my business, everything, kids, family, they have sports and all that. So for me, 5:36 in the morning, that's kind of where I have to hit that sweet spot.
mm,
Since my fiance just joined like this Elevate thing, I'm gonna be joining her in the evenings now, so we kind of figured a schedule. So I might be doing twice a day to join her, because in the morning I do it with my buddy Carlos, and then I'm gonna have to go with her, and then which I like it right now. And right now I'm in in that stage where it's more motivating. It drives me,
Mhm.
and but you did say something, and I think we should kind of piggyback into that and talk about awareness. Being aware of the problems only helps you realize that there is a problem, and then you can start to look for solutions.
Mhm.
And that could be in business, health, in any aspect, with relationship with your kids and everything. Being aware that there is something wrong, and understanding and accepting that, hey, look, I did gain all this weight and I do feel tired. I saw those pictures. Say, hell yeah, I noticed that too. And I'm like, oh no, this has to stop. I can't go what's going to happen another year, another 6 months of not giving a crap, of eating whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And in this industry, man, we're so go, go, go. It's easy to stop by a 7-Eleven, get a pizza, a hot dog, and just boom, boom, munch it down on the way to the other job, or the way where it starts to freaking mess you up long term.
Yeah.
So being aware, do you want to dive into that? Just awareness with business too, when things are going sideways. Because I remember a lot of people would tell me, hey, especially my fiance, or hey, oh, you're getting a little chubby. And like, don't worry about it. I'm
I'm good.
happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy, and then, but then maybe it's just like I never stopped to really like, notice. And then even to the point where like I was getting heavy enough, like even fucking putting my socks in the morning, my shoes, like the fucking long hat was in the way. And I'm like, bro, this is a problem. And
Oh,
it is what it
man.
is. But
Yeah.
after I was like, hey, you know what? You were right. I wasn't listening to you. And she was like, oh, well, you thought I was just being messed up about it. I'm like, no, like, shit. That's when I started going hard. And even in business, when people tell me something and I'm just like, nah, like, I think I have it under control. But really, like, being open minded,
Mhm.
listening to feedback, and then understanding, kind of looking at it like, oh, you know what? There's a problem here.
Yeah, and then you step back, you're like, "Whoa, look at all the fucking massacre
Yeah.
I've created." Yeah, I feel like awareness for me is such a big thing. I like to pride myself as being kind of like a lone wolf type of person. Like I don't have very many friends or very many acquaintances. You're not gonna find me, hanging out with my buddies on Saturdays or something like that. Like I usually my weekends are spent with my family or alone.
Yeah.
I enjoy that time because I have so many people that I get to talk to all week long, that like that moment where I just like get to be alone and watch some UFC fights or some boxing, like I appreciate those moments. And where the awareness factor comes in is like I find it to be more pleasing when I'm in that position when I'm alone, because it kind of I feel like it's like like self-care for myself. Like
Yeah.
I get to step away from everything that's happening, and I get to like just be present for that day or those days, whatever how many days
Mm-hmm.
I decide to take off. Usually what I've been doing recently is like just focusing on the weekends as like personal, and like just trying to live life. Yesterday I was talking to a client. We are just talking about kids and family and futures and stuff. And I've been really in this concept lately about how, like, yes, we have to make money in order to survive, in order
Mm-hmm.
to live. But at the end of the day, like hustling and grinding our asses off every single day can easily just be taken away like this. Like we could just
Yeah.
literally just in an instant just go. Like life can just end,
Yep.
you know? Do you want, I don't know what the afterlife is for anybody and whatever you want to believe, but like, do you want your life to just be like, all I did was work and I never achieved anything outside of that? Like, I never wanted, like, I always wanted to base jump and I never did it. Like, might as well, if you're in a position where we are now, like, as entrepreneurs, like, we do have the freedom to do things like this. You might as well take advantage of it when you can, you know, being aware of like, hey, like, yes, hitting the grind all the time is always great, but like also be aware that like spend some time for yourself,
Yeah.
not just for your family but for yourself. In order for you to be there for your family, you need to take care of yourself. You need to make sure that you're okay. One thing I learned many years ago was I have to learn to love myself before I can love others. I have to learn to help myself before I can help others. And in
Yeah.
reality, that's the truth, you know. And in a lot of cases, you know, especially working class, you know, people who just want to dig,
Mhm.
they end up just, you know, looking up one day and they're like 60 years old and they're like, damn, my whole life just went through me.
Yep.
So I, you know, I'm a super huge advocate for like enjoy life when you can. It's not just about the next this, the next that. Like, you know, enjoy life for what it is and enjoy life for what you can gain out of it. And that's why a lot of people don't go into entrepreneurship, I feel, because they don't want the extra stressors, the extra um things that come behind starting your own business. Yes, the rewarding factor, it feels so good, and the like structure and and the schedule that you do get to create for yourself does is becomes good after a while. But like, you know, people who work for people or who, you know, don't are not business owners, um you know, they get to go home after work and just, you know, enjoy their life and move on and then come back in tomorrow and continue the same routine. Whereas people like us, like, it literally rolls in from one day to another and it's every single day. So joining jujitsu, learning to train jujitsu really helped me understand the awareness of like where life is. If I have time to go to class today and I have to sacrifice 2, 3 hours after class to work, I'm gonna do it because it
Yeah.
definitely, I know that when I go to class and I come back home, my mentality at home, work, and anything in general will be so much different for those next 3 hours, as opposed to like, oh, I'm not gonna go to class because I'm trying to punch in this work, and then I finish work and I still kind of feel sluggish, and I'd rather just take
Uh,
that time to like accommodate myself.
yeah.
So, you know, self care and self awareness is like so vital for me, and I don't care what anybody says. Like I literally have to spend time every single day for myself. Like call it selfish or whatever, but like it's so important to me that I can care for myself and be aware of myself every single day.
And then that's exactly what needs to happen. You do have to be a little bit selfish on that end,
Yeah.
and sometimes if sometimes people may look at it like, "Oh man, like you'd rather be doing that," but at the end of the day, taking care of yourself and the wellness of that helps the mind, reset, and then you can come back and be a better father, and a better better relationship, and in a better mood, and then put back the positive that you got from that back into family or work or whatever. Because también you can't just go 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 go, and you're burned out, you're tired, and you're just still forcing yourself to keep going. I think at that point, that's when people start to force themselves to cut corners, because they're kind of like over it, like, fuck, I've been doing this shit for 6 hours, 8 hours. Your brain gets tired, man. You need to unplug a little bit, go, mess up some weights, go jujitsu, boxing, whether it's a hit class, whatever it is, something, get involved with something, some movement,
Hmm.
something that pushes you mentally and everything. And then you're back and you're like, "Hey, what's next,
Ready to
man?
go.
Let's go. What's next?" And, you know, definitely awareness, even in business, when, like for me, when I always my theory is like problems is are always gonna be there, but problems are an accumulation of like neglections. We neglect our health, or we neglect what we don't care about what we eat. Or in business, that, for example, if I'm not making enough money on a job, I need to be aware of that, and then I need to go back and analyze why am I not making money? Why I need to go back. I can't neglect it, because if I neglect it, what's gonna happen? I mean, we're always going to be working for nothing. So there has to be something. I mean, I know there's ups and downs, and some jobs are better than others, but being aware and being alert of like, okay, this is going on. I need to go fix this.
Hmm.
So then you kind of like break it into steps and work it backwards. Okay, what did we do here? What did we do a step before, and then rebuild it and say, oh, right here's our gap. Right here's where we're leaking. You can fix it. You can fix it by putting less man, more equipment, less equipment, whatever it is. Uh, Finding a cheaper route for materials, or a better vendor or something, whatever it is. But being involved, and for us, like you said, entrepreneurship is hard because we control all of that. And unless you're at the point where like badass firm, where you have all these people making all the decisions with you, not just for you, but with
Yeah.
you. But in this stages where we're at right now is still a lot of our own personal decision making, and everyone else on the field count on us to give them like the feedback. Like the other day I called one of my guys like, hey, what do you think about this? And he was like, oh shit, like kind of made me feel like, oh, aren't you? Isn't that your job? Aren't you supposed to know that? And I'm like, oh well, I don't know all the answers, bro. That just because we're in the position I'm in doesn't mean I know all the answers. I'm aware of that. I understand that. That's why you have more experience in the field with this. What do you think? Oh, no, 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 don't worry about it. He gave me what I needed to know, and then I was like, right on. But it's just being aware, and I don't have an ego, and like I dropped my ego way back in the days
Mm,
because I have to be aware that I don't have all the answers.
mhm,
I heard about, was it Albert Einstein or something, and they asked him all these things, and he was like, "Well, I don't have the answer right now." Oh, I thought you were the smartest man in the world. Like, no, I'm just a resourceful man, and I can get you the answer if I make a phone call.
mm,
So that's the kind of thing we always have to consider: being aware and looking towards solving the problem, not letting it go, not neglecting it, because then it becomes a bigger issue
yeah,
and it compounds into possibly failure.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that you really touched on a lot of good things there that made sense. Um, letting go of your ego such a long time ago. That's true because like you're definitely one of the only people that I know that like doesn't really attach ego to a lot of things. Somebody can come up at you sideways and like you're not gonna pop off. It's cool that you actually have that energy. Cause I don't. Somebody comes at me sideways, I'm gonna fucking be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Like I'll probably bark at you back. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
in your case, you're a lot different. You have the tendencies of like trying to control that stuff, which is a really good thing to have. Because patience comes a long way for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the early podcasts we talked about how the one that blew up and we got all this backlash from, where I'm
Oh.
a beast at working and this and that, and they're like, okay, this guy, calm the fuck down. And but what I was really saying is like, bro, I've been in the field for so long where I've already experimented with that, and
Um.
that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I used to, I light up like a firework, but trial and error, and obviously growing to the next version of myself, I learned that you know it's not always it's not going to be always their fault. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes as the leader of the when I was a crew leader, when I was a foreman, or even now that I'm a business owner operator, at the end of the day, it's how well I can maneuver the boat and how well I can give those instructions. The better I am at it, the better the results are going to be. So whenever my guys get confrontational or whatever, whenever something, hey, no, well, you didn't tell me. I'm like, let me see. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, you're right. I didn't tell you. You know, I'm not gonna be like, no, pues, chinga tu madre a la verga. Like, I'm not. You don't come at me like that and this and that. And for me, that's like, all right, relax. Dude. Like, what's going on? Oh, this and that. All right, we'll get it solved, man. We'll take care of it. Because if you come up with that mindset, imagine the turnaround on that. Like, you'd be kicking everyone out of your company in a snap of a finger.
Yeah.
Because people are gonna make mistakes. People are gonna do the wrong thing. People are gonna make the wrong decision. And if we think that we're, God Almighty and say, "Oh, I'm untouchable, dude. Everything I do turns to gold." Like, dude, you're dumb. Like, you gotta understand. Hey, what's going on? Why did we do this wrong? And that goes back to being aware that lack of proper instructions, lack of proper leadership, and just striving every day to fix that. Because every day we're gonna walk out the door and there's gonna be a whole line of fires ready for us to turn off,
Yeah.
and no one's gonna come and solve those for us. And if we neglect them, they only get bigger and bigger. So it's just getting involved, man, getting in there, doing the work, being patient with people, especially when you have a lot going on, and learning not to lose your shit. Separating emotions from logical decisions. I think we talked about in one of the podcasts too, and I'm really big on that. I like, before I make a fast decision, I want to think about it first. I'm a sharpshooter. I can make a decision, but I don't want to make a dumb decision. I
Mm-hmm.
don't make an emotional decision like, oh, say the wrong things or whatever. I'm like, all right, let me think about this. What would be the logical thing to do?
Yeah.
All right, this is the right thing to do. Let's move forward on this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
But we talked about that. I know we have to go pretty soon because we got to record a project. But you got any last words? Any last input you want to give?
No,
Mm-hmm.
just stay aware, guys. Stay aware, stay alert, get involved, and solve the problems. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're always talking about solving the problems, and people are like, "Dude, that's all these guys do." Well, no shit. That's all entrepreneurship is, man.
Yeah.
Problem solving after problem solving after
Yeah.
problem solving, and being alert, being aware, and then that's it.
Yeah. And then just problem solving after problem solving, but also um even though you're problem solving, but also enjoy the outcome and the journey of solving that problem too. Like, your problems are different from my problems. My problems are, shooting a video and editing it and posting it. Your problem is like, how many square feet of mulch do you need for this project? Like, enjoying that process is important too, You come from one background, I come from another background, and enjoying these and going through these problems and enjoying the problems is probably the best thing you can do, because if all we're doing all day is thinking about how scratching our heads and being like, I just got to get this shit done just so I can get paid, eventually that becomes very sour and leaves
Yep.
a sour taste in your mouth. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, we got to get out of here, guys. This is going to be a shorter episode for today. It's actually not that short, but we are hoping that you enjoyed it. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, stay shining, stay grinding. Catch you on the guys on the next one.
Peace.